Today on Cityline, it's almost Halloween and we've got the scary movies you've got to see, even if it's through your fingers.
I only made it through 30 minutes of this movie when it came out. Like 30 minutes, that's all I could do.
Watch at your own risk. We are not responsible for your nightmares.
But you'll want to sleep with your lights on.
Then when it comes to press-on nails, we've got all the tips you need.
Right now the trend is French tips. French tip everything.
We're showing you how to apply them, but also how to keep them from falling off. Don't go to the gym with this.
They're gonna fly off on the treadmill.
And later, my past comes back to haunt me.
Go, ghost. Cooperate. I was probably mean to the ghost in a previous life.
DIY Halloween crafts the whole family can enjoy.
It's Cityline with Tracy Moore.
Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome to Cityline. Oh, you all are awesome. You can have a seat, but they're so excited. We love that. We've got a fun show for you today. We're doing sexy nails, spooky DIYs, plus a chance to win an all-inclusive vacation, so stay tuned for that. But before we get to all that, before we get to all of that, do you like scary movies? Okay, yeah, some of you yes, some of you no. Who better to round up the scariest movies to add to your watch list? The Teri Hart. She's got them. This. Oh,
Well, you know I love a jumpsuit.
first things first, let's switch outfits.
I
I love it so much.
It's really
great.
a fun one.
Okay, so spooky movies. I don't need nightmares added to my list of things that are keeping me up at night. But let's get into this. First of all, are you into scary movies?
Okay, so I here's what you need to know about me.
Yeah.
I have to watch movies. It's my job.
Yeah.
I don't love the scary movies, but I know which ones are good.
Okay.
And I know which ones you should watch if you're really into them, and the ones you should watch to kind of ease into the scary movie genre. But
Yes.
high recommend.
Yes.
A little fluffy blanket.
Oh, is that how you do? That's how you do it, eh?
Yes.
Okay,
Just
all right.
a little
I'll
fluff.
just,
It
I'll
just
hang on to
helps.
this.
Yeah. Anything that you can kind of grab, maybe
Yeah.
do one of these.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Okay.
I hate to cover this outfit.
It's very good, but
people.
this is terrifying.
Yeah,
so
it is terrifying.
So film number one.
Film number one, I'm kicking it off with a bang. People call this the scariest movie of all time. It was released 50 years ago. There is a remake in theaters right now, or like a sequel. Don't go see that. Go to the OG.
Okay.
The Exorcist.
Oh,
19.
she's clapping.
Right?
She told me before she loves a scary movie.
Well,
and
listen.
this is the OG.
Yeah, this is the OG. I mean, there's levitating, there's head spinning, there's projectile vomiting. There is a 13-year-old girl possessed by the devil. This is a movie that stands the test of time. And a lot of horror movies are kind of culty. They don't get the kind of critical acclaim.
Yeah.
The Exorcist nominated for 10 Academy Awards. This was so popular, so critically acclaimed. It really, really does the thing.
Yeah.
But you'll want to sleep with your lights on.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
this is a film.
It is
Critically acclaimed, and people love it, and it's still scary now. Oh my
Still
gosh.
scary now, 50 years later.
Okay, next up, what do you got for us? And is it as scary? Please say it's less.
No, it's more.
Oh,
To
great.
the point that, full confession, because I don't lie, we
Yeah.
get real here. I only made it through 30 minutes of this movie when it came out. Like 30 minutes,
It's
that's all
that
I could do.
bad?
Hereditary. And
Okay.
here's why it's so scary. There are no scary clowns. There's no guy with like knives for fingers.
Right.
This is a family dealing with grief. And the terror that comes from grief and emotion.
Too real.
Yeah, it's very real.
Yeah.
Toni Collette gives an amazing performance.
Yeah.
Hereditary is not for the faint of heart, which obviously I am.
Yeah.
But if you love the scary movies, really, really scary,
Yeah.
Hereditary should be on your list.
Ooh, put that on your list, my scary movie lover over there.
There you go.
Okay, the next one. Is the next one just as scary? Let's talk about the next
The
one.
next one is a movie that I actually love.
Okay.
A Quiet Place.
Oh my gosh, I've heard all about this movie.
Yeah, so this
I love
kind
the
of
premise.
Yeah, so the premise is it's kind of post-apocalyptic,
Yeah.
and you have to stay completely quiet or the monsters get you.
Oh my God, that's terrifying.
It taps into all of our childhood fears, right? Like
Yes.
monsters and quiet. It's a family, John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, who are married in real life, and John Krasinski actually directed this movie.
Yes.
Sweet Jim from The Office can make a scary movie.
I know.
Like a very scary
Jim,
movie.
why'd you do it? But
Why'd you
Jim
do
made
it?
a good scary movie.
A good scary movie.
Yeah.
There is a nail scene and a birth scene that you are never going to forget in your life.
You have to be quiet with the birth.
Quiet with the
Oh,
birth.
I'm freaked out.
But it's really good, and the sequel's quite good too.
Oh, there's
You
a
know,
sequel.
Horror movies love a sequel. They love
Yeah,
a
they do.
franchise.
You might as well, right?
And, yeah, and A Quiet Place, the sequel is actually quite good. I mean, not quite as
Okay.
good as the first one, but watch the first one. A Quiet Place, directed by John Krasinski.
That's so cool that they work together as well. Like any tea on that? Like how that went? Them working together?
Well,
they're still married.
They're still married.
Yeah.
They're delightful.
Yeah.
They have a couple kids. They're Ryan and Blake's BFFs.
Oh, they are.
All is good with the John Krasinski,
It's all
Emily
good.
Blunt world.
I asked you because you know these people.
I
You
do.
talk to them. You junket with these folks.
I hang out, I mean, ish.
Ish, right? I will never forget the next movie that you're going to talk about, which is like one of the horror movies I've actually seen. Which one is it?
The Blair Witch Project.
Yep.
If you are of a certain vintage,
Yep.
you remember the hype of when the Blair Witch Project was coming to theaters. People were fainting, people were throwing up,
Yes.
people were running out of the movie theater. It really popularized the found footage horror movie.
Right.
And at the time, it was kind of when they were starting to use internet marketing. I can't believe I just said those words like they were novel.
Yes.
And so a lot of people were like, is this real? Like they did pull the wool over people's eyes in terms of the reality of this movie, The Blair Witch Project. There's actually 3 of them. You can watch all 3 on Super Channel right now if you want. But the first one is the OG. The first one is the one that made everybody go crazy.
Yeah.
And you really do have to watch The Blair Witch Project to be able to talk about horror movies and their kind of place in the importance of the genre within movies. Because horror movies have done a lot for the genre of movies. They take risks.
Yeah,
They're often
true.
without A-list celebrities. They're inexpensive to make. So they've changed the course of what happens in movies a lot.
Oh, that's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah.
And the thing about Blair Witch, and the reason why there was so much sort of contemplation over is this real or not, is that was low budget.
Low,
That was
zero.
like bottom basement budget. So those people, were they even actors?
They were actors, but back in the day, there wasn't really an IMDb or whatever to just Google
Right.
people's names. Like,
Yeah.
it was different times.
It was a very different time, and things have sped up so quickly. Like where we are now is like just eons away from where we were then.
Eons.
But I remember the whole thing, and it's also the issue of just not knowing. That was the horror.
Yeah.
It was just the not knowing. It wasn't scary clowns, as you said. It was the not knowing and the belief that maybe this is real.
And getting lost in the woods is scary.
I never want to do it.
And the shaky cam
I don't want to meet a
footage-
bear, and I
No.
don't want to get lost.
You and me both. We would
Yeah,
not,
no. No. Okay, the
We're
next
not going
one.
camping on our
We are
next
not. Look at our shoes. We're not. We're going to
happening.
stay in this environment, is what we're going to do. Okay, next up, what do we got?
Okay, so this movie, Get Out.
Yes, I haven't seen it.
Oh my goodness.
Believe it or not, I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay, so.
Is it proper scary?
It's proper. It's not scary. But Get Out does what the best horror movies do.
Okay.
They take something that's actually happening in the world and they use them.
Okay.
And Get Out is about racism.
Yes.
So it is legitimately terrifying and legitimately wrong. And
Got
Jordan
it.
Peele won the Academy Award for Best Screenplay for this movie.
Yep, I remember.
Again, another horror movie that stands the test of time in terms of being critically acclaimed as well.
That's right.
Because sometimes we overlook this genre and just like, whatever, gore and guy with knives for hands.
Yes.
Horror movies can really be a benchmark in terms of our pop culture and in terms of what's going on, because the genre, it can be satire, it can be subversive, and
Yeah.
Get Out does all of that. It's not just a great scary horror movie.
Yeah.
It's just a great movie.
Was it best film that he won for?
No, best screenplay.
Best
Might have been
screenplay.
adapted. I don't know if it was adapted, but I think
That's
it was an original
amazing,
screenplay.
and Jordan Peele is a genius.
Genius.
Like the comedy is such a reflection of the zeitgeist, as you mentioned. And when people do it really well, they will have you thinking about the way society works.
Absolutely, that's what this genre can be used for. So
Yeah.
scary movies are super fun, and they can be like, oh my goodness, but they can also be something
Think.
about what's happening in society, and that's
Yeah.
what Get Out did.
Yeah, okay, maybe I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch it.
Which
All right.
I want to know what you think about it. You're gonna love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe we'll watch it together.
With this.
Do you have with the
curl
blankie?
up
With the
underneath
blankie
this.
there. Okay.
Some
What
popcorn.
else you got?
So something contemporary, something that just dropped on Netflix is The Fall of the House of Usher.
Okay.
This is a bit of an odd one. It's kind of like a ghost story meets Succession. Does that make any sense?
Okay.
So it's this power, and like throw in a little bit of dope sick in there.
Okay.
It's this, family who are super rich, and at the beginning we find out that all 6 children have died. They're adults, but they've all died. Bruce Greenwood plays the patriarch.
Okay.
And we flash back to his very dysfunctional childhood, his very not well mother, and a very mysterious woman played by Carla Gugino. In the first couple of episodes, you jump, you're scared, but you can kind of kid yourself that you're just watching a family drama, and then something terrifying happens.
Like jump scare terrifying?
Jump scare. I had like
Okay, that's interesting. And is it a creeper? Is it like a slow?
It's over 8 episodes.
Okay.
So you can have, you know what I call these movies?
What?
And TV shows?
What?
Creep Factor 5.
Creep Factor 5.
You can keep the Creep Factor 5 alive for 8
Yes.
episodes of Fall of the House of Usher.
Oh, I love it. And is it another movie that's going to make me not want to be rich?
Yes, yes.
Remember Succession? Like,
Yeah.
I disliked everyone. I was like, oh, I don't need to be rich. It's
I don't
okay.
want to live in that family.
They're not living a good life.
No.
I'm okay.
Get me my lasagna out of that
Yes,
tray.
that's right.
I do
Let
not
me
need
go through the coupons, right?
You would-
I'm okay to get the eggs on special. Teri, thank you so much for that.
Thanks. Happy
Great films.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween. We're going to break. We got lots more coming up for you. Stay with us. Coming up, fabulous nails you can do at home, and I get pressed into action. And I love the pressing part.
Yes.
So
She's
you
really squeezing.
don't. I'm
You want to
sorry.
apply
I'm
some
sorry,
pressure.
honey. It's time to join the party. We want to shower you with fun, prizes, and unbelievable surprises. Are you ready for this? Head to cityline.tv/tickets and see the show you love come to life. Welcome back, everyone. The people out there who do this will know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the perfect set. And for some of you, the set is everything. By set, I mean your nail set, okay? It's a big deal when you get them done. You can't stop looking at them. You just admire them. This segment is for you because we're going to get into everything you need to know for fabulous nails that you can do at home with Daniel Reyes Coca. We had to get Daniel to do this segment because you always come in here with the most fabulous nails.
Thank you.
To show your commitment, not only to this segment, but to the show.
And to you.
And to me,
That's
thank
right.
you. You've come in here with like no nails
Okay,
on.
so here's
like
what
you took your nails off.
I'm a Libra, so balance.
Okay,
I
balance.
took one hand off for you.
A few.
Yeah, just a hand, and then I kept my
Yes.
acrylics on the other hand because I wanted to test out press-on nails and nail care on acrylics and on my natural nails.
And are you okay, Daniel?
I don't know, but I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine.
So this is great. I was saying to the audience, and I've told so many people this, during the pandemic, there were no salons, so I started getting into press-ons, and now they're all I do.
Okay.
And if you do them all the time, you will know that there are a lot of things you need to think about if you want them to actually stay on and not have that embarrassing conversation when you're at the gym doing a deadlift and your thumbnail comes off.
Yes.
It's about the glue.
That's true.
You really want to pay attention to the glue, how you put it on, and the glue you're using. So let's talk about glue.
Yeah, for sure. So I tried pretty much every glue I could find. Now, funny enough, it seems like there's a run on nail glue. It might be Halloween. I'm not quite sure.
Maybe.
But I hunted down and I tried several brands. Nailine is a really good one. Now, when you buy a set of press-on nails, it normally will come with glue in the set.
Yeah.
I always recommend to start there.
Okay.
The thing is that it will depend on your nail texture, your nail strength, how long you've had acrylics on or off, if you filed your nails. So this is sort of like a trial and error process.
Got it.
So I recommend starting with what they send you, and if you need to level up like I did when I took my acrylics off, Kiss has a various range, like you can go from very regular glue to super intense hold. Be mindful. you put something on, it's not going to come off super quick when you use the very strong glue.
That's right.
But it's all about sort of that trial and error and seeing what feels good. Really,
Right.
you can still feel your nails under acrylics or under press-ons.
Yes.
And it's all about sort of your own nail health and journey.
Absolutely right. And I'll tell you, I've never had to buy a nail glue outside of the actual package.
See, that's fantastic.
So they've
to
always
know.
worked for me. I'm a big believer in Kiss. I'm
Yeah.
a big believer in Glamnetics.
Oh, I love
which
that
is,
brand.
They're a really, really good
Yeah.
brand. So you tested a few different brands.
I did.
Let's talk about what you found.
Okay, so I actually discovered some new brands that I didn't realize were out in the market. So first of all, I tried out Facile Nails. Now these are reusable, which I really love, Canadian brand. And the difference here is actually that it is a double-sided sticker that you put on your nail, and then you apply the nail on top.
Okay.
So I've already pre-applied because I didn't want to be fiddling with the stickers in front of everybody.
Yeah.
But basically, you'll see that I have several nails on, which look fabulous.
Yeah.
They are going to last for a night out. They're going to last for like a girls' night experience or going out on the town.
Is it this one?
It is these ones, yeah.
Okay, I
So
just
we're-
want to make sure Danny can see it, but I don't know
Yeah,
if you can
let's-
just do
here we
like
go,
that.
like this.
Yes, and then it's these two.
There we go.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, so basically what you do is you put the sticker on your nail,
Yeah.
and then what you do is you take your nail, obviously, you peel off the first side.
They're hard to hold.
They're
when
hard to
you got
hold when
nails
you have
on, eh?
acrylics on, that's right,
Yeah.
absolutely. And then you're gonna just set it down on top of your nail. It is
nice.
super easy to apply, it's long lasting. Right
Yeah.
now the trend is French tips. French tip everything. We've got a metallic, you've got leopard print, you've got glitter, fall colors, gem tones. Lean in on how you want to express yourself.
Yes.
That's what it's all about for me, for sure.
Beautiful. So you would recommend, these are the little stickers that
Yes.
you have to put on. This is basically what Daniel just said, fun night out.
Yeah.
This, like, don't go to the gym.
No,
with this.
They're gonna fly off on the treadmill like we just talked
They're gonna
about.
fly.
That's right, that's
People
right.
are gonna look at you and be
Yes.
like, "Why are you losing body parts?" as
It's
you
not
run
wrong.
today?
It's not wrong. But the great part is that it's also a great way to express yourself and then change it up. I can start my
Yes.
morning off with these and then switch it up into a different color at night. If I want to
Love
go out,
that.
match it with my outfit, match it with my shoes, whatever I feel like doing.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was cool with those. What
Yes.
else did you try out?
Okay,
here?
so here's where it got complicated, and I haven't seen a lot of people do this.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what press-ons would do on your acrylics. Now,
Yeah.
for those of you who get full sets like I do, you'll know what grow out is. So there's a gap in between your acrylic nail and your cuticle as your nails grow out naturally. I wanted to use these as a way to extend the life of my manicure. Manicures are expensive. It's a nice
Yeah.
way to treat yourself, but sometimes we got to save some money.
Yeah.
So what I did was I started applying the Kiss nails and the Halloween prints. I am obsessed with them. They're
Yeah.
great ways to have a little bit of fun on spooky season.
Nice.
So you're gonna take your glue, and my nail tech taught me this trick. You apply the glue
Yeah, you
to
can
the
put it all the way-
very,
you can put it all the way down to the table now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, all right. You apply the glue to the front of the nail, and push the nail back as you apply. And what that does is it's going to coat your nail with glue. Smart, right?
The
you don't want to
tip
put
of the nail.
the tip of the nail. And then look,
Okay.
so here we go. We're gonna try and do this. I've got nails on nails on nails. So
I
we're gonna
can also help
you know
you.
what? You want to do that? So we're gonna start towards the front and slide it back.
Okay. Oh well, I can barely hold it either.
Well, there we go. We're just having a fabulous time
like
here.
that.
Yes, like that. And then we're gonna just hold it for.
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
All right. The
Oh.
joys of doing your nails at home. This is what happens, Sarah. There we go.
Try here.
There we are.
And then I'm
we're
gonna
hold
it.
Usually about 5 to 10 seconds. It'll let the glue set.
Yeah.
And these are gonna stay.
I usually
These-
sing like a verse of a song. Ba, ba, da, 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 ba, da, na, na,
I like it.
na,
Remix.
na, 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 na. Let's see if it's done.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's all right. Oh well. It's okay. We're not going to go into business and open the nail salon just yet. That's
mine
fine.
work all the time.
Yes,
I
it's
just
true.
think
It's
maybe
true.
you need a little bit more glue.
A little bit more glue. Let's do that.
And
We'll put-
really
really,
smother it
we're gonna
on there.
smush it on. There we go.
And then I'm going to do it again.
I
and
love-
I know I didn't
I
follow your
love
nail
the
tech's
teamwork.
technique.
It's okay. It's totally
but-
fine.
And I love the pressing part.
Yes.
So
She's
you
really squeezing.
don't. I'm
You want to
sorry.
apply
I'm
some
sorry,
pressure.
honey. You don't have to do it that hard, but you do have to leave it there for a
You do,
second so
absolutely.
that glue actually dries a bit, and
That's
then
right.
now we've
there
got
we
it.
go.
See, there we go.
There we go. Right. And
So you can leave a tip.
Yeah.
It can just be cash if you want to give me cash.
There we go,
after,
Kay. I
that would be
love
fun.
that.
Yeah.
And you get a discount if you pay in cash, right?
That's
Is that how
right.
it works? Okay, perfect. So
Okay, beautiful. So it works with acrylics.
It does work with acrylics.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I will say, the tip that I found at home, use a nail file on the top of your acrylic to give the acrylic some texture.
Yeah.
Then the glue will sit into the pores, and it'll adhere a little bit easier. Just a quick little tip.
That's very, very smart. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about nail care.
Yeah.
Because one question I did get from the audience was about how are my nails? I've never had healthy nails, everybody.
Fair.
Never. So it's not a big concern for me.
But I will say the glue starts to at some point lift a little bit.
It does, yeah.
When I take these off, if they haven't fallen off at the gym, I take them off at the side.
Right.
So if you just lift them up at the side versus taking them off at the tip, at least you're not peeling your own nail back.
That's right.
And
yeah.
you've got to cut your nails down and put alcohol on it to fix it so that you can put a new set on. And you also have other things that you can put on your nails for strength.
For sure. So once you get the nails off, obviously there's going to be a little bit of glue left. So make sure to either file it down or use nail polish remover.
Yeah.
Essie has a hard to resist product. Now this is a brand that I trust for my nail care. In between acrylic sets, the nails have to breathe. So this actually strengthens the nail. There's a brightening one that you can use so that you fight the yellow that can sometimes come out in your nails. And it's all about nail health and letting your nails breathe. When your nails come off, they seem healthy, but give them a couple of days, they're going to start getting brittle. This is the product that I trust for my nail health.
Beautiful. And a product that you're all going to love is Kiss. These gorgeous Halloween nails, you're all going to get a set, okay? I can do your manicures for you.
That's right.
I can do it for you. Let's go to break. We have more coming up. Stay with us. You nailed it. Coming up, tips that will make your next family vacation so good you might even forget you have a family. Amazing. They had to page us and say, pick up your child. We are closing. Welcome back. With so few vacation days, it is so important to make sure that time away is relaxing and enjoyable for everyone involved. So with the perfect solution to ensure happiness all around, we've got travel expert Natalie Preddie with us. Our travel maven. I was just saying, you are loving what you do, and you are able to find vacations that are good for your whole family, right?
Absolutely. So the all-inclusive is the perfect way to go. Like you said, vacation time is minimal, and from 0 to 99, everyone's taken care of.
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to start with how to book.
Yes.
You say we might be doing something wrong.
Well, a lot of us go with the aggregate, so your Expedia, Air Canada Vacations, all of those, and those can be great and have some great sales. But a lot of time, if you specifically know what resort you want to go to their website. They will have deals, 3 days, 4th day free, or getting some resort credit. So check those out. That's what your travel agent is looking at as well. Okay. So you can just call them or go online and you can get some great deals.
Yes, and Natalie said call them because she knows I actually call humans still.
Yes. You're the one.
I'm the one lighting up the phone line. I was just wondering about this room. Like, I'm calling because I want to speak to a human being.
Yeah, do it.
And speaking of that, I want to talk about room selection.
Yes.
Because it can be sometimes difficult to navigate online if they're not showing a floor plan and you've got certain demands. So talk to me about room selection.
Absolutely. So you want to make sure, if you have a baby, for instance, you want to be near an elevator, so you're coming up with a stroller. When it comes to where the club's going to be at night, you want to make sure you're not near that.
Yes.
Yeah, babies love that. You also want to make sure maybe there's kitchen amenities. If you have kids, a separate bedroom, that separate bedroom is key.
Amazing.
I spent many nights in the bathtub reading while the kids are in the main room.
Yes.
You know, we've all been there. And also, if you have parents that, have some accessibility issues, you don't want them doing the stairs.
Right.
So again, near the elevator, things like that, you just want to think about when choosing your room.
And I would also advise, these are really great tips, sometimes it's not that much more money to go and get the suite or get the extra bedroom.
Absolutely.
Because bedtimes are a thing, man.
Oh, my
and nap
goodness.
times, when your whole vacation is no one can talk now because there's a kid sleeping.
Oh, yes.
So it is really nice to have that separate room if you can do it. Now, when you read all-inclusive, you kind of have to be careful about what that means. It's not the same everywhere you go, is it?
It is not. All-inclusives are not equal across the board, so you have to check that small print. So when it comes to things like food, some restaurants you might not be able to go in, or you do not have reservations. You can't make a reservation right away. Kids may not be able to eat during certain times. Are the kids' clubs included, or are they extra? When it comes to booze, are you drinking the top shelf stuff, or do you have to pay to have a nice glass of red,
Right.
So you want to make sure that what is included, what's not, before you go, or you could go there and be very disappointed.
Yeah, I didn't even know that all-inclusives varied from resort to resort. So my advice is, start at a bad one. If you started a really good one and then you have to go backwards,
no,
it's so terrible.
No, start at the bottom, drink that
Start at the
unknown
bottom,
vodka.
man.
Yeah.
And then work your way up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about childcare for the little ones.
Right. So childcare, very important. Again, what ages does it start at? So some kids clubs are like 4 to 12. Some beaches, they have from 8 weeks onwards, they will look after your baby.
An 8-week-old baby.
An 8-week-old baby. And if you've been away with an 8-week-old, you need that time away. and you know what? So you want to make sure that the kids are in different groups.
Yes.
And who is looked after, but also you want to know the qualifications of the person looking after your child, right?
Yeah.
So there might be a language barrier. You want to make sure that your kid's able to communicate. When it comes to babies, I want to know that someone qualified is looking after the little ones. So at beaches, they're nurses. So they are definitely, they're in better hands with this caretaker than me.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to make sure that the baby is feeling good, that the kids are feeling good, and ratio as well. Is there one instructor to 10 kids or what? You want to make sure your kids are in good hands, so they're having a good time too.
Oh my gosh, absolutely, because they're having a good time, so that means you can go to the grown-up area if you want to have a cocktail. I remember the time we went on a cruise, and it was a Disney cruise with the kids.
Yes.
And my kids were clingy. And I had a baby, and they booked us into the restaurant that you had to pay for. Oh. And they were like, and you're gonna have like an 8-course meal. I was like, that's a good one. My kids aren't gonna let me eat 8 courses. I gave the baby over to the childcare workers. Amazing. They had to page us and say, pick up your child. We are closing. They took that baby, they put her right to sleep. She had a bottle.
Oh my goodness.
Like it was a 1-to-1 ratio, so it can happen. They were like, you have kids, ma'am.
Yes.
Like, come and get them.
Yes.
Anyways, do you have a last tip for us?
Accessibility.
So,
thank you. Again, talking about beaches, they have a program where they work with autistic people. Everyone who works there is trained to work with anyone. So if they're in distress, they have autism, anyone can help. They get an autistic buddy or who will help them throughout vacation. And as a parent, you can get a break. I met a mom who said it's the only place she goes where she knows her son is going to have a good time and she can relax knowing her son is safe as well.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So she's going to go have the 8-course meal.
She's having that 8-course meal.
They're going to page her and say, ma'am, you have a child.
Please come get your child.
Get your kids.
We're closing. You should have left last week.
That's right.
Yes.
That's when it's a good vacation,
Exactly.
Natalie. Thank you so much. So Natalie's going to come back later to share a look inside Club Med's first North American all-inclusive mountain resort. It's in Quebec. We're also going to be giving you a chance to go as well. So tune in to find out how you could win a 3-night stay for 2 adults and 2 kids to Club Med, Quebec, Charlevoix. We'll be right back. Stay with us, everyone. Oh, I can't wait. Coming up, if you thought we were running out of Halloween decor ideas, have we got a treat for you?
Hey, I'll be honest, I'm not really here for the tricks, but I am here for the treats.
Right here, girl.
yes,
Put it
yes,
right
yes.
here. I love looking at this audience. Lovely faces. You know, kids of all ages love Halloween. So here with a roundup of easy Halloween crafts for the entire family, we've got Monique, Taylor, Shui back in studio. It's been too long.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a minute. So do you love Halloween? I mean, your sweater says you do.
Okay, I'll be honest, I'm not really here for the tricks, but I am here for the treats.
Right here, girl.
yes,
Put it
yes,
right
yes.
here.
And it's my birthday time too, so it's,
yes.
again, more treats the better.
More treats the better. That's right. Okay, so let's get into these DIYs. What do you want to do first?
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start with this spider web wreath contraption that we have going on here.
Okay, so like this is the, that's the big.
That is the big version. And the beauty
yes.
of this, you can go big or you can go small. So we're gonna, just for the sake of real estate, we're gonna go with the embroidery ring.
You got it.
So I got this embroidery ring.
It's
yes.
hard. Yep.
And I painted it in black, you know, to be festive.
Nice.
And then they have this cobweb that you can get, and actually I got this from Party City. A number of the supplies here that we're working with today are actually from Party City.
Okay.
And what you gotta do is you just stretch it. Even though it might look small,
Yeah.
you just stretch it out.
So you
and
keep
on
stretching, but you probably don't want to like make a hole in it.
You don't want to go too rough with it, but again,
Okay.
it is a spider web, so it doesn't have to be perfect.
No.
But you just go ahead and stretch it around. And then all you have to do is then secure your embroidery ring. Now on your side, I have the ribbon there. So if you
Yeah.
grab the ribbon and just loop it around,
Okay.
because that's what you're going to use to hang it. It doesn't have to be in any
Oh,
particular
I see.
position.
Okay,
I actually
all right.
like to cover this with it, just so when
Yes.
you're hanging it, that's not in the way.
Smart idea.
But then once you have that on there, you just go ahead and put your embroidery ring over.
So we're basically clicking them together. So one
Yeah.
needs to be a little bit bigger than the other.
Exactly, and that's why the embroidery ring is
go.
actually really good for this.
Yeah.
And then once you're done, you just go ahead and cut off your excess.
Okay.
And then you go and hang it up, right?
So there you go. Look at that.
And then you add your spiders.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like, you know, when you only have like a day before
Yeah.
Halloween, you want something quick and easy, right?
Well, that's
With
the other
impact.
thing. Do you do your decorations right now we only have a day, but how far in advance do you do your decorations?
I try to get into gear after Thanksgiving.
Oh, you're
For
good.
the most part. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for the bigger version,
This is awesome.
kind of the same idea, but I'm using the creepy cloth here.
Yes.
And same thing, you just stretch it out. And I actually started securing this with some tape. And so once I'm
Nice.
done, I will go all the way around. Again, have my ribbon at the top, just like with the green one over there.
And you used a hula hoop, which is
Yeah.
so cool. I love that you use tape. You can take it all off and you can still use the hula,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Okay, so your next DIY.
Yes, this is one of my favorite ones, actually.
Okay.
And so we have these tiny clay ghosts.
These
They're
little
so
guys,
adorable.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
Boo!
Yes.
They're adorable.
And again, because we want to be quick and easy,
Yeah.
I suggest using baking clay for this. You can
Okay.
use air dry clay, but it takes about 2 to 3 days to
Oh,
dry out.
yeah.
And so with
We
the
ain't got
baking
time for
clay,
that.
no, we really don't.
No.
So with the baking clay, it usually comes in a block. So what I suggest is that you kind of play with it, warm it up a little
Warm it.
bit, and then you can kind of form it into like this disc shape, because then that will help with you rolling it out, okay?
Okay.
So before we start rolling it out, we want to actually go ahead and make our mold.
Okay.
So this is why I have foil here. So this is probably about 15 inches. I haven't measured it exactly. But you want something long because you want to make your mold tall. So for example, I have this ghost pre-made here, the beginning stages. So you see how you have that space?
It's going to be a stand for
Exactly.
your ghost, so it's got to be kind of
Exactly.
Yeah, tall.
So you just take a styrofoam ball, you put it in the middle of your foil, and then, oops, popped out there.
Can you pass me that other ball and I'll just show
Yeah.
them what that looks like while you're. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. And I have my own stand.
Yes.
So she put one of these in the aluminum foil.
Yeah.
And that will be where the head rests.
Yes.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be neat or anything like that. You really just scrunch it. The key is that you want to make sure also that it's like a little stand so it could stand on its own.
Yes.
For when you bake, that you don't have to worry about it toppling over, right? So just like
Perfect.
this.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay,
Nice.
so once we have our mold, then we go ahead and roll out our clay, which I've already done here. And so because you're going to be draping your clay over your mold, you don't want it to be too thin because then it will start to crack.
Right.
So I actually use these kebab skewers as
Okay.
guides. And so you just want to place them at the side.
Yeah.
You can use a rolling pin. I have this clay roller. You don't need to get a clay roller. But,
Yeah. But that's very cool.
Yeah, it is cool. And then you just go ahead and roll it out. And again, you get it to the thickness of these skewers.
Okay.
Okay, and then once you go, you take it off, then you go ahead and drape it. So you can use your mold over there and drape it over.
Okay. Is there
top.
any like technique, or do I just go for it?
Just go for it. You just
Okay.
want to, you gotta go for the technique of that drapery. You could squeeze it a little bit gently.
No, I'm just going to show you this side.
And yeah, you press it in, and you get your. I know it's a little bit harder with nails,
Yeah.
but once you get it like that,
Go,
then-
ghost. Cooperate. I was probably mean to the ghost in a previous life. Okay, there we
it's
go.
coming back for you.
And pass me the skewer
There
so
you
I can
go.
make the little face.
Yes.
Is that what you did?
Yes, and so I started actually, I did it first just to be a guide, but I
you
actually found it
did.
a bit easier to do it when it's actually out of the mold.
Yeah.
Because then you want to make your mouth. So I actually use a flat end
Oh, you
to make
did.
the mouth because it's more blunt.
Mine will be a little bit more simple
Yes.
then. See,
And then
look at
there
my
you have the
guy.
mouth, and then you could use a pointy end to do the eyes because they're a bit smaller. And there you go.
Very nice.
Boom.
And then you're baking that, right?
Yes, and then you're baking it. Follow the package instructions.
Yeah.
Also be sure to remove the styrofoam ball outside of it, okay?
Got it.
All right.
Okay, that's it. That's all we have time for.
Oh.
That was, I know, that was really, really good though. I know. She made slime, everybody. That's the slime. It's very cool. Okay. We want to keep the Halloween celebration going all season long. Everyone in our audience is taking home a Halloween Essentials prize pack from Party City. Yeah. That includes a carving kit, treat beds, giant spider webs, and more. Enjoy that. We're going to break. We got more coming up. Coming up, we get an inside look at the new all-inclusive resort you're going to want to visit, and it's here in Canada.
I'm not going to stop talking about the views.
Yes.
The views, Tracy.
Stunning.
Stunning.
Welcome back. Club Med are the pioneers of the all-inclusive, and our very own travel expert, Natalie Preddie, got to visit the Club Med Charlevoix in Quebec with her family. I loved looking at everything you did there, Natalie. I'm glad we're talking about this on the show. So it's an incredible, inclusive family resort.
Oh, yes. As you said, the all-inclusive in North America. Now, Club Med, fantastic history. So after World War II, a bunch of people started getting together. They wanted to recreate community after the whole world was, a complete mess. And it's it's grown and grown and grown. And now we have these amazing resorts all over the world. And the Club Med Charlevoix is about an hour north of Quebec City, right on the St. Lawrence. You've got these gorgeous views. So I was there in summer. But in winter, I hear it is just as gorgeous, especially if you're a skier.
Yes.
So this is a real all-seasons resort. They've nailed it.
Charlevoix is stunning.
Oh,
I am dying to go.
Yes.
And you're right, there is no bad season if you're there. And I didn't realize that Club Med was sort of the brand that brought us the all-inclusive. So that's very cool. Talk to me about the accommodations.
Okay, so for us, it was fantastic. As you know, I have 3 little boys.
Yes.
So our room had an additional bedroom attached to it.
Yay!
So yay! They
Hallelujah!
slept in the other room.
Yes!
And they had their own bathroom as well, which was even better. Yeah, it was glorious. So it was, and they overlooked big, huge windows that overlooked the St. Lawrence.
Oh my goodness!
I'm not going to stop talking about the views.
Yes.
The views, Tracy.
Stunning.
Stunning.
And I'm sure you had the same conversation you have that I have with my kids. Don't get used to this, children.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
You don't get used to this. Now, I hear the fabulous activities that you can do.
Yes.
And you probably did a little bit of everything, so talk to us about that.
Yes. Love a good all-inclusive activity. So, I went biking. I went mountain biking.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not a mountain biker. I
Okay.
Peloton, and that's it.
Yeah.
So this was a very
This one
exciting.
moves.
This one moved. But they have lessons and an instructor that will work with you based on how good of a biker you are or aren't.
Right.
So there are trails for every different level of mountain biker, and you have to learn to use the bike because mountain bikes are different than normal bikes. So that was very exciting. But I also got to go walking with my kids. We got to go hiking through on Le Massif and through the woods. We looked at cedars and pines and maples, and we had a guide as well that walked us through the entire woods, showed us the different wildlife that was there, showed us the different trees, and my kids learned a thing or two, which is never bad, right?
I think that's amazing that the boys were like down for that, and the parents as well, because I see your husband carrying one. Like there was probably a lot of that.
We left the little one in the kids club.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we couldn't carry.
Then you're
2.
1-to-1, right?
Then we were 1-to-1.
It's
yes.
a lot.
Yeah.
Now, there's the outdoor activities, which
Yes.
looked amazing, but I hear there are lots of indoor activities, especially for the little ones. So when they were in the kids club, what was that environment like for them?
Amazing. So the kids club there, they have a baby club, which is 0 to 2, then 2 to 4, 4 to 8. Oh no, it's great because then they have activities that are for their age group, right? So they're safe, they're feeling good.
Yeah.
They have fantastic instructors that will go on and they do scavenger hunts, and they have pop quizzes. They did circus acts. Oh yeah, my kids took circus classes.
Oh my gosh.
They had such a good time.
Yeah.
We played ping pong inside. There's swimming pools inside. They had such a good time.
Oh, they have their own swimming pool in the kids club?
Well, not in the kids club.
Oh my God!
No.
There's mini putt.
No, there's mini
wanna go
putt
to the
as
kids
well.
club.
Oh my goodness, my son played 4 sports in one afternoon.
Wow.
4 sports.
And did they feed your babies?
They fed the babies.
Yes.
There's like a little separate section, and you
Yeah.
could see all the parents. We were in the adults-only dining room.
Yeah.
And we were all like, hi, no kids, I know. So it was great. We knew the kids were taken care of, and we were just being all, you know, grown up and adulty, and it was
that's so
glorious.
good.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
good.
let's talk entertainment. So
Okay.
I hear that there's good entertainment at this resort.
Oh my goodness, yes. So we've
Yeah.
got songs and dances, and even the audience can dance as well in it, which
nice.
is lots of fun. But every night it's just beautiful, like such amazing acrobatics and dance. Everyone's so talented there.
Stage shows are, you know, a lot of resorts, it separates sometimes the good from the bad.
Oh,
so when you get the
yes.
really good entertainment, you're like, okay, we're at a good
Yes,
one, right? You can
absolutely.
celebrate that.
Yes.
And now the food.
Oh, the most important part.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
talk food.
So
What
let's
did you
talk
think?
food. Okay, so there is the Club Med Lounge,
Okay.
which at some points, again, adults only, which we appreciate.
Yes.
They have a nice charcuterie
Oh,
board.
nice.
Oh, it was so good. That wine was glorious. We also had cocktail making classes where they showed us how to make our favorites, and then we just asked him to make something delicious, and he did that too.
Oh, wow.
So that was great. We enjoyed our time there. And then let's talk about the buffet.
Let's talk about the buffet.
They had their own pizza oven.
Oh.
So you could watch them making all of these pizzas. My kids loved it.
Yeah.
There were so many options. Even just dessert-wise, there were
Yeah.
so many options. We could have, you know, overeaten for every course,
Yeah.
every time. We had to, my husband and I had to look at each other and say, that's enough.
Right, that you have to
That's
exercise
enough.
some restraint there,
Yes,
huh?
yes.
I'm looking at the smoked salmon
Oh
and
my
the cheese,
goodness,
and
it
it's
was
like, oh
so
my
good.
gosh.
Speaking of cheese,
Yeah.
we actually got to go on an excursion, which was part of the Club Med offering. So it's part of your all-inclusive.
Oh,
Now, I
that's
want to make sure I
nice.
get the name right. It's a
Yeah.
Mignon de Charlevoix.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a family-run winery. Cheese. They also make cheese, fromagerie.
That's it?
Yeah. So look at that. So look at those
that's
views.
beautiful.
That wine was gorgeous, and it's a no-waste farm. So even when they
Nice.
make their cheese and the leftover curds, they make vodka with it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so cool.
I would say put the leftover curds here.
here, exactly. Yeah, or poutine.
Okay, that looks amazing. And
Yes.
how did you do some downtime? Did you
Of course,
relax?
Of course, got to. So we went to the spa there. My husband and I
nice.
did couples massage, which was
Woo!
nice.
Lovely.
Hot tub, lounge with some tea overlooking. Again, I brought up the views. I told you I'd bring up the views.
You should bring up
So
the views.
the
It's all about the
views were
views.
just glorious. Oh my gosh, look, Tracy, those tan lines are just awful.
I know, but they also say that I'm living a good life.
Exactly,
You
exactly.
keep those
Good
tan
life.
lines.
It was glorious.
Yeah.
Club Med, they have nailed it once again in North America. I'm so grateful we got to go.
I'm happy you got to go and bring all that good stuff here. So
Yes.
thank you for that, Natalie. Now that you've had a look inside Club Med's first North American all-inclusive mountain resort in Quebec, one of you at home could win a 3-night stay for 2 adults and 2 kids to Club Med Quebec Charlevoix. So head to cityline.tv. Click on contest to submit your entry. How do I apply? Are they going to know it's me? Can I get away with this? Probably not, but you do it, okay? Cityline.tv. We'll be right back, everyone. Stay with us. That's so...
Now you can have Cityline's experts at your fingertips.
So spill the tea. What's the secret?
Upload your video questions to submissions at cityline.tv. Escape with Cityline.
Welcome back. Okay, the show is almost over, but before we go, really quickly, do you remember your favorite Halloween costume, Teri?
Oh, without doubt. I was a Ghostbuster, grade 8, ruined my mother's vacuum cleaner. Sorry, Mom.
I don't know. I'd have to say my best one was probably last year. I did the Mother of Dragons with the 3 boys in dragon costume.
I love that a lot.
Yeah.
Momo.
Yeah.
I have to say, when I was a kid, being Gem from Gem and the Hologram.
Daniel?
I dressed up as a fashion blogger at an event for a brand, and my husband's a fashion blogger, so he didn't love that so much.
Thanks to all of you and all of you. See you tomorrow.